Be not wise in their own eyes. Fear the Lord and depart from evil. 8:13. The fear of the Lord is to hate evil, pride, arrogance, the evil way, and the froward mouth do God hate. To fear God is to hate evil. To fear God is to stop being proud, is to stop arrogance. To fear God is to stop talking bad words, speaking anything that will not glorify God. To fear God is to control your mouth. Then you have to love righteousness. Hebrews 1:9. Love righteousness. Thou hast loved righteousness and hate iniquity. Therefore God, even thy God, has anointed thee with the oil of gladness above thy fellow. Thou have loved righteousness and hate iniquity. Because of that, God have anointed you. God have separated you. God have consecrated you. God has made you his favorite. You have to love righteousness. To love righteousness means to consciously do what is right. I repeat, to love righteousness is to consciously do what is right. You just conscious to say, today I will not use my mouth to speak bad words. I have made up my, do you know what Job said? Job said, he said, I have made up my mind to discipline my eyes that I will not look at a woman 2 times. That's what Job said. He said, I have made up my mind. I have vowed that I will not look at a woman 2 times. That is consciousness. Consciousness. You be consciously, to love righteousness is to be conscious of righteousness. You know, normally, let me use this illustration. Normally, and somebody pass you on the road, there's every tendency to look back and see how does the person look like. Am I correct? Either you check the hair, or you check the necklace, or you check the car, or you check the buttock, or you check the orange. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Or you check the face. Then you can consciously say, if I'm walking on the street, somebody pass me, I will not look back to assess or admire. That is conscious. That is to love righteousness. To be conscious. You are just conscious. I'm at Agonite. I will say, as I'm talking to you now, I'm at Ugboha. I'm at Ugboha, but the market now. Don't you hear the noise? Meanwhile, I'm at Agoeti. Then I will now make up my mind to say, if I tell him at Agoeti, am I his servant? So I will just consciously say, anytime anybody call me, wherever I am, I will just consciously, I will just tell him, this is where I am. This is, be conscious of righteousness. To love righteousness is to be conscious to live right. From today, I want to stop moving with bad friends. I will not move with bad friends again. So I focus on my righteousness. A guy will make up his mind and say, God, I have come to vow before you. I will not mess up my body. This body is holy. This body is righteous. This body is peculiar. I'm God's favorite. I will not mess up my body. No man touch my body until the day I wed. It's conscious righteousness. That's loving righteousness. Other people may be doing, he have anointed you above your fellow. Give me that scripture again, if possible. Another version. To love righteousness. Hebrews 1:9. that have loved righteousness and hate iniquity. Therefore, God, even thy God, has anointed thee with the oil of gladness above thy fellow. You love justice and hate evil. Therefore, oh God, your God has anointed you, pouring out the oil of joy on your head more than any other person else. When you consciously love righteousness, consciously make up your mind to live a righteous life, God will anoint you above. That is, you will be God's favorite. Number 4, you have to love people and love God. Love people and love God. Matthew chapter 22, 37 over 39. You consciously love people and love God. Matthew 22, 37, over 39. Then said he to him, thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, and with all thy mind. This is the first and the great commandment. And the second is like, thou shalt love thy neighbor as yourself. So to be the price to pay to be God's favorite is that you have to consciously love people and love God unconditionally. Let love, spring of love, grow from your heart. Your neighbors include your spouse, your wife, your husband. Love your husband unconditionally. Love your wife unconditionally. Love people around you unconditionally. If I see women who are maltreating their husband, that is, they will just consciously punish the man. They will just make up their mind. This man, you go see hell for this house. You cannot be God's favorite. Cannot be God's favorite. And there are some men too, they will consciously say, well, you've already gave birth to Anthony, to Sylvia, to Philo, to Paulina. You don't have anywhere to go. You are already an old school. So I will show you where the tortoise ate or not. No, you cannot be God's favorite. You have to love people around you. And you have to love God. To love God is to do the will of God all the time, unconditionally. This is very important. If you want to be God's favorite, you have to pull out of the crowd. Pull out of the crowd. Numbers chapter 14, verse 25. Pull out of the crowd. Numbers 24, verse 14. Number 14, 24. Not 14. 14, 24, device. But my servant Caleb, because he had another spirit with him, and followed me fully, him will I bring unto the land wherein he went, and his seed shall possess it. You must have another spirit. Have a spirit that is different from that of the crowd. Let me give the choir for example. There are some choristers that give the music coordinator tough time. They gave him headache. They give him or her headache. Then you can decide to pull out. Have a different spirit. Different from other people. And decide I will be loyal to the coordinator. Among the youth, you can pull out. Pull out from the crowd. Let me tell you, the crowd have no direction. The crowd, the multitude have no direction. You have to pull out of the multitude. Do you know what happened there? 12 persons were sent to go and spy the land of Canaan to see, oh, this is God's promise. How does it look like? Let us go and see how. Go and see it. They came. 10 of them said, I bet, let us go back. It's no going here. These people are very wicked, though. They are giants, too. We are like grasshopper. They will consume us. But the Bible says, Caleb has another spirit. I don't know what other version said about that 24:14 of Numbers. He has another spirit. So I will bring him into the land he explored, and his descendants will possess the full share of the land. Let me tell you, different attitude. He has a different spirit. He has a different behavior. He has pulled out of the crowd. You have to pull out of the crowd. If you want to be God's favorite, come out of the crowd. Come out of the multitude. You must make up your mind to stand out. Everybody are negative. I will be positive. Just don't mind these 10 persons. The land that we went to spy is a land that is so fertile and so flowing with milk and honey. Yes, actually we saw the giant, but I assure you, we'll be able to conquer them. Let us go and possess the land. Oh my God. We are well able. A different attitude, a different spirit. Among your father, your mother, children, you should be a girl or a boy that have a different spirit. Different attitude. Among the members of the church, whether men department, women department, youth department, you should have a different spirit, different attitude. You should have the positive spirit. We will do it. We will go. We will not fail. We will not fall. We are standing by you. Among all the followers of Moses, Moses has so many pastors. He has so many pastors. But one of them stood out. Joshua. Joshua was the youngest of all of them. Was the youngest. He has a different spirit. He stood out of them. What happened? When the matter of successor want to fall, he went to Moses was kind, said, God, you know I want to die now. Who does this matter fall on? Who does it fall on? Who deserve it? I'm not going to do election. God, who are you? Who are you talking? He said, your minister, your loyal minister, your stand-out minister, Joshua. Lay your hands upon him and put your honor upon him. He called him out of the congregation in the midst of the church. Lay his hand on him. The Bible says he laid his hand on him and he transferred his spirit, transferred his grace upon him. Why? Because he stood out.
Moses
He stood out.
No more.
He stood out. Joshua stood out. Among the pastor, among the priests, among the church workers. Stood out. He has spirit.
Orion Kenoy.
Your spirit, if you want to be God's favorite, your spirit must be different from the spirit of the crowd, of the multitude.
Wow, no snow bladder chicken, Oko a chicken.
What is destroying church today or community today or an institution today is working with.
Let
me tell us, you reap what you sow. Do you understand now? When my wife was a teacher in private school at Imo, she had a different spirit. She pulled out of among the teachers. My wife will say, here I stand, I'm not among. Because of that one, when they close from school, all of them will pretend that they want to go to village to go and look for corn to buy. When my wife have gone, they now come again to hold meeting. She stood out. She stood out. Today you will see an institution, for example, in the school, teachers will gang up to conspire to destroy the system. Apprentice, 5 apprentices learning a trade. All of them will just gang up to say, Madam,
Madam will lock up this door.
As a Christian, you must have to stand up and say, I'm not. You will just say boldly and say, I'm not among. I'm not a part of this evil. I'm not a part of this conspiracy. When you do this, you become God's favorite. God will be so happy. Oh, this boy, this girl, this man, this pastor is representing me. Then what do I benefit of being God's favorite? What do I benefit of being God's favorite? Number 1.
Oh.
You'll be blessed among your equal.
Also back in the room
among
where Iboba.
You know, this boy, Joseph, was his father's favorite. He was his father's favorite. Because of this, he sold a cloth of many colors for him. When you become God's favorite, he will clothe you with beauty. He will clothe you with blessing. Let's go to Hebrews 1:9. If you become, listen, I always tell people, there are people that they wait into their success. There are people the wind cannot penetrate into their blessing. Thou have loved righteousness and hate iniquity. Therefore, God. Why is emphasis? God. He didn't say, listen, God, even. That's emphasis. Therefore, God, evil God, has anointed. You know the condition of being God's favorite. Then you will be blessed among your equal. You will stand out. There's something I want to. The ICT, you will help me before this message ends. Send it to the ICT, then I'll send it to you. God will just, among your equal, he will just come. Among crowd, he will just come and pick you. He will just pick you out of your mates and bless you extraordinarily. That everybody, not the same God that we are. teacher in school, that favorite student, has spoken, they will say, Bibian is not in school today. Why? You enjoy God's fellowship. 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 11 to 12. You enjoy God's fellowship. You enjoy God's fellowship. It is a faithful thing, it's a faithful saying, for if we be dead with Christ, we shall also live with him. If we suffer, we shall also reign with him. If we deny him, he will also deny us. When you now become God's favorite, as you enjoy sweet fellowship with God, God will come and play with you. He just come occasionally to come and play with you, to come and romance with you, to come and be your lover. Then number 3, he will give people for your ransom. If you are God's favorite, he gives people for your ransom. Isaiah 43 verse 4. He gives people for your ransom. See, thou was precious in my sight. Since you are a delightsome son, thou have been honorable. I have loved thee, therefore will I give men for thee and people for thy life. Let's see if we have a simpler version. Because you are delightsome, others were given in exchange for you. I trade their lives for yours because you are precious to me. You are honored and I love you. Others were given in exchange for your life. I traded life for yours because I love you, because you are my delight. You give people for your ransom. He's so questionable. Yeah, he's so questionable. If you are his delight, give people as a ransom. He will trade them for you. He will give other people's life for you to live. Because you are his delight. Then you become untouchable. You become untouchable. Deuteronomy 32 verse 10. You become untouchable. He found him in the desert, and in the wasting held him as the apple of his eye. You become God. Chapter 2 verse 8. You become untouchable. You become the apple of God's eye. Zechariah chapter. For thus said the Lord unto the nation which is spoiled, for he that toucheth you toucheth the apple. Then you enjoy divine protection and preservation. Psalm 91 verse 14 and verse 15. You enjoy God's divine protection and preservation. Because you have loved the Lord, therefore he will deliver you. He will set you on high because he have known your name. You shall call upon him and he will answer thee. And he will be with you in trouble and he will deliver and honor you. When you are God's delight, you pay the price, you are God's delight, then you enjoy divine preservation and divine protection. Then I want to admonish you. If you are God's favorite, be careful. Being God favorite, you have to be extraordinarily careful of what you say, of what you do, or how you live. What other people do and go scot-free, you will do it. You'll be in trouble. Other people will do it and they just go scot-free. Nothing will happen. But you will do it and you will pay dearly for it because you are God's favorite. You are God's delightful son. You are God's delight. You will pay dearly for it. That's why in the children of Israel, other people will do things because God said, you are my peculiar people. You are my treasure. That's why when they do bad things, they will see the second side of God. They will see the second side of God. They are, Israel was God's delight, was God's favorite. But when they do bad things, when they commit sin, when they murmur, when they complain, they will see the side of God. I want you to know, being you are God's favorite, you have to be very, 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 very careful. Very, very careful. Don't live as the way other people are living. They will just do it and say it and leave it and they got God's coffee, your own. You will pay dearly for it. You will sweat. Because you are God's favorite. You are God's delight son. People, how I make them my favorite. But when they start to murmur, when they start to complain, when they gone into fornication, see how I destroyed them. I didn't spare them. Let me tell the guests here, every other girl may sleep with a man and go scot-free. But because you are the license, the day you try it, come that day you will regret the day you were born. Others may be smoking wee and smoke and smile on the streets. Smile. The day you will carry that smoke in your mouth, you have to go 18 and go 19. I can't go every street. Delight some people, favorite of God, must be extraordinarily careful. Then, second admonition. Be careful what you do or say against God's favorites. Be careful. You may treat others if you touch them, God will be highly annoyed of you. Oya be mi omo robo semo no mona aba ukpi no no ribo tole aba we ya iku ribe dana. If you touch this pikin, you have pulled that hair under and you will see my red face. Do you have children like that? So also God have children. If you touch them, uarunu swele, uarobo swele, uakolebegbe, uamamaelebegbe, uapule it down, no, your generation is doomed. Just very careful. God's delight. You will ask me, how do I know? You saw grace in their life. Saw grace manifesting. Don't dare, don't dare them. Except you have signed undertaking to be ruined, to be doomed. Even your generation. That is when you dare God's favorites. You know what happened? All the country that dared the children of Israel. You know what happened to them? They have story to tell. The king saw that Abraham's wife was very beautiful. I want to combine the two together. Even Isaac's wife was very beautiful. The king wanted to, he was eyeing the wife.